And today we dive into the smallest of the Kingdom classes, that being Core. And we're going to kick things off with Vertebreak in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light them up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton to let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all of the groups that I am either a mod or an admin for. All those links are in the description. Check me out all across social media. All those links also in the description. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube. And become a channel member. And this is the new Kingdom Core class Vertebreak. I think she's going to get overlooked because she's a different character. She's a Predacon. But, like, you know, she turns into, like, a fossilized bunch of dinosaur bones. Like, I get it. She won't be for everyone. And this doesn't scream Transformers. But for a Core class, which, let's be honest, is kind of like a Legends class, just how good is she? Well, without any further ado, let's head over to the table and take a closer look at this. And yes, indeed, with Kingdom being the mixed bag that it is, we now go to the smallest of the line, that being the Core class. I'm going to say it now that I do not plan at this point to look at Optimus. I did not pick him up. Who knows? Maybe I will at some point. But we will take a look eventually at Rat Trap, and for now we have Vertebreak. The last time we had a Vertebreak was in Transformers Prime, and that was a deluxe class offering of one of the kind of original Predacons. This Vertebreak is, from what I understand, a female dinosaur skeleton fossilized Predacon, but not a Predacon that would follow like Predaking that are the ancient Predacons, but a Predacon based on the Predacon logo on her chest that would like follow, say, Beast Wars Megatron. I know, a lot of complexity around the word Predacon, but before we look at her, let's look at her packaging first. And we have our Kingdom packaging. Of course, it's her in her dinosaurish mode. On the back, we have the product images. I mean, it's your typical packaging. I kind of like the green, to be honest with you. We got us some great instructions. I dig them. You'll notice that her little accessory melee sword club thing that she comes with can be stored in naturally dinosaur mode as part of transformation, but it can also be stored in robot mode. Speaking of which, here is that very tail accessory. I kind of dig it, but it's a melee thing, and I'm not usually a melee guy. And here we have our beautiful girl Vertebreak, and I'm saying beautiful girl, but come on, like she's weird looking. She is part of the Fossilizer's brand new character. She's going to be different. She won't appeal to everyone because of her bony status, stature, and structure. But me being me, like I've always said, I like things that are new and different. She is new and different, so you know what? I'm in, man. I am totally in. Of course, she holds her accessory just fine. If you don't want it in her hand, you can remove it and bring it around back. There's two little notches on it, and it can plug in like behind her shoulder. Pardon the little cut there, but I had to be able to see exactly where I was tabbing it in. It goes here behind the shoulder like that. It's kind of like a teeth and groove notch system. It actually works relatively securely. I mean, it doesn't take much to pop it out, but it will stay in there just fine if you lift her up and shake her, for example. As long as you don't go knocking into it too rough. Okay, so let's start doing some scores here. First things first, I think for looks, she's a 10. Beautifully sculpted, well done, some nice paint. I like that if you really look at the sculpting, especially around her torso, some of it looks like still like dirt on her, some of it looks like bone and decay. Yet, on her chest, like, her Predacon symbol gleams. I feel like if you cleaned her off, she'd look really beautiful, you know? That's my take on it. So a 10 for that, but it comes with a caveat. I have been talking a lot about mass of plastic and price. The cost of cores, which, let's be realistic, is very similar to this, a Legends. This is Titan's Return Brawn. Actually, I'm just going to kind of, do I need to adjust? Maybe I don't need to adjust. Maybe Brawn's in screen there enough. Here's the thing. I'm talking a lot about mass. A core is, in essence, a Legends class offering. But it, of course, doesn't have the mass. As I recently talked about with Black Arachnia, she comes in at 38 grams of plastic. Our boy, Braun here, comes in at 35 grams of plastic. So, based on the fact that her height is that of a Legends, maybe she should come in at about the same. She comes in at 18 grams of plastic. Much smaller. But I'll give the devil her due, so to speak. Maybe because she is a smaller, more petite female character, that she should be smaller. I'm gonna tell you now, Rat Trap comes in at 23 grams. So while he is bigger, still not as big as a traditional Legends. And the price for these went up by about $2 or $3 here. So it's something worth noting. I wouldn't want to see Legends/Core getting any smaller, because then they become the old Commander class or Cyberverse, if you remember those. You're going back a nice ways now. So I'm saying 10, but it comes with the caveat that it's probably a bit too small for the price point. So 10 is a great start. What about the articulation? We'll do that next. Actually, pretty good. We have a head that can go left and right and look up and down, really because of transformation. The arms can go, like they have a free flow out to the side, like a ball joint there, that's great. They have a ball joint at the elbow, and that gives you your bicep swivel like you would typically kind of get. The like wing pieces, so to speak, that have our little arms on them, they come out behind and they're fine. So you can't get the arm all the way around because of those in the way, but you get all of the range that you're going to need. No waist, but again, for something this small, which you really expected, it's a bonus if you get it. The legs can go all the way out to the side. We have knee to a solid 90 degrees. And while we don't have a thigh swivel, we do have a swivel at the ankle and kind of a tilt forward and back and to the side a little bit at the ankle. So the ankle kind of gives you the movement that you would probably want from a thigh swivel, because her legs are so bony, I guess. I'm going to say that everything is here. She has big solid feet. She stands like a champ. I'm going to say her articulation, honestly, for what it is a 10. It's pretty fun. What about that transformation? Well, so far we've got 10s across the board. The transformation begins by opening out her back and putting that head down the rest of the way, and picking this head all the way up over. And there's a flap here, the flap that has her, say her Predacon symbol on it. You bring that all the way down, and it snaps all the way in. And there's a little rectangular tab here, and the back comes down over that. You bring the arms down kind of in front of her, and you will fold them in. You bring the little legs down, you kind of open out the mouth and angle it, and then you take the tail and it plugs in as you would expect a tail to plug in. There's a lot here. By the way, boom, in the end, here she is in her Dino Mode. And here we have her in her Dracorex mode. Apparently there's a lot of controversy over if that's even like an actual dinosaur, kind of like there used to be with Brontosaurus. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I'm not a paleontologist, but you know, it's a bony dinosaur thing. That's what she turns into. It's kind of easy to get here. Honestly, there's a lot of things here that remind me of the old deluxe class Dinobot. So I like the transformation here. The legs don't really do much. I mean, they don't have to. The way the body sort of wraps around is simplistic, but it's effective. I love the way that you kind of, you know, swivel the head so that they change position, and then it's simply kind of tabbing down the back to lock it all together, but it works, and plugging the tail in. But it works. Honestly, it's a fun little desk bot to go back and forth with. 10. Honestly, I'm going to say that she's 10s across the board. She's fantastic. Here she is with baby Dinobots, that being Sharp T, Tyrion, Tops. Because what else do you really compare her to? I mean, I guess I could have done it with a fossilizer, but this just seemed a little more fun. The takeaway, she's great. I think, again, much like Paleotrex, I feel like she's probably going to be overlooked because nobody knows who she is. but she is pretty fantastic. I love it when a new idea actually comes out to be something great. And here we are once again, and here she is, and I'm really smitten. I like her. I really do. Now, the face sculpt is a little wonky, but I love the rest of the sculpting, the rest of the detailing, and the paint I think is kind of tremendous. The articulation is really good for something this small. I love what they did with the ankles here. The transformation is entertaining, but easy. It's easy to convert her back and forth. The articulation is pretty great, and she stands solid. Honestly, this is much like Paleotrex. I think that this is an example of a fossilizer that's a diamond in the rough. I would love for her to get a nice kind of representation, a nice characterization. The last time the name Vertebreak was used, it was for one of the original Predacon fossils that was, following Predaking in Transformers Prime Beast Hunters. That thing is questionably successful. This is better. Two different characters, of course, but just the same name. I don't know. I mean, I might end up calling her Vertebreaker or something. But she's great, and I really think she's worth adding to anyone's collection. I'm certainly happy to add her to mine. Let me know what you think about Vertebreak as we dive into the core classes. I appreciate you coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know, man, how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon, see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. Don't forget, somehow, someway, each and every single day, man, you do make a difference. And I look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way, baby, right here inside the videos.